Stella lived in a small, cozy village nestled in a valley. While most of the villagers went about their days tending to farms and crafting goods, Stella loved one thing above all: stars. Every night, she would sit on the hill outside her home, gazing up at the glittering sky. She often imagined what it would be like to hold a star in her hands or to visit the places they came from. One evening, as Stella lay on her favorite blanket under the twinkling sky, she noticed something extraordinary. A shooting star streaked across the heavens, leaving a sparkling trail behind. But instead of vanishing, the star seemed to grow brighter as it fell toward the earth. The star landed with a soft thud in the nearby forest, its glow illuminating the trees. Stella's heart raced. She grabbed her lantern and dashed toward the forest. The villagers often said the forest was full of mysteries, but Stella's curiosity was stronger than her fear. When she reached the clearing, she gasped. In the center was a glowing star, about the size of a pumpkin, nestled among the flowers. As she approached, the star pulsed softly, almost like it was alive. "Hello?" Stella whispered, unsure if stars could hear. To her amazement, the star replied in a gentle, chiming voice. "Greetings, Stella." Stella stumbled back. You know my name?" The star shimmered. "Of course. I've been watching you. You've always admired the stars, and tonight I've come to ask for your help." "My help?" Stella said, her eyes wide. "The stars above are connected to the earth by secret gardens," the star explained. "One of these gardens is hidden nearby, but it's fading. Without it, the stars will lose their connection to your world. I need you to find the garden and restore its light." Stella's heart swelled with excitement and nervousness. "How do I find it?" The star floated upward, its glow dimming slightly. "Follow the path of moonlight," it said before vanishing into the sky. Stella looked around and noticed a faint, silvery trail winding through the forest. With her lantern in hand, she took a deep breath and began to follow it. The path of moonlight led Stella deeper into the forest, where the trees grew taller and the air cooler. She felt a sense of wonder with every step, as though the forest itself were alive and guiding her. Along the way, she encountered tiny glowing creatures, fireflies, but brighter than any she had ever seen. They buzzed around her, lighting her path. "Am I close?" Stella asked one of the fireflies. The tiny creature blinked once and flew ahead, encouraging her to follow. After what felt like hours, the path ended at a large arched gate covered in ivy. On the gate was an inscription that read, "Only a heart full of wonder may enter." Stella touched the gate, and it creaked open, revealing the most breathtaking sight she had ever seen. Beyond the gate was the secret star garden. The garden was filled with plants that glowed faintly, their leaves and petals shimmering with stardust. Tiny stars floated among the flowers like fireflies, and a gentle hum filled the air, as if the garden were singing. But something was wrong. Many of the plants were wilting, their light dimming. Some stars flickered like dying candles. Stella felt a pang of sadness. She stepped into the garden, and the hum grew louder, almost like it was calling out to her. "Why is the garden fading?" Stella asked aloud. A soft rustling answered her, and a creature emerged from the shadows. It was a fox with silvery fur that sparkled under the starlight. "The garden depends on those who believe in its magic," the fox said. "But people have forgotten to wonder at the stars. Their light grows dim when hearts no longer look up in awe." Stella frowned. "How can I help?" The fox tilted its head. "The garden needs light, and only you can bring it back. Look around and find the heart of the garden. It will guide you." Stella nodded, her determination growing. She began to explore the garden, searching for its heart. As she walked, she hummed softly, hoping to match the melody of the garden. To her surprise, the plants around her seemed to respond, their light flickering slightly brighter. Finally, in the center of the garden, Stella found a large, ancient tree. Its branches stretched high into the sky, and its trunk glowed faintly. At its base was a hollow filled with stardust, which pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. "This must be it," Stella whispered. The fox appeared beside Stella. "This is the heart of the garden. To restore its light, you must share your wonder. Show it the joy and love you feel for the stars." Stella placed her hands on the tree's trunk and closed her eyes. She thought of all the nights she had spent under the stars, the wishes she had made, and the dreams she had dreamed. She hummed the melody of the garden louder now, her voice steady and full of hope. The tree began to glow brighter, its light spreading through the garden. The plants straightened, their colors deepening, and the floating stars regained their brilliance. The garden hummed in harmony with Stella's song, filling her heart with warmth. The fox nodded approvingly. "You've done it, Stella. The garden is alive again." As the garden's light reached its peak, a single star descended from the sky, landing gently in Stella's hands. It was small and warm, and its light filled her with joy. "This star is a gift for you," the fox said. "It will remind you of the magic you helped save and the wonder you carry in your heart." Stella cradled the star carefully. "Thank you," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "I'll never forget this." The fox smiled. "And the stars will never forget you." As Stella left the garden, the gate closed behind her, the inscription glowing faintly. The moonlight path faded, but Stella didn't feel lost. She carried the star with her, its light guiding her home. From that night on, Stella became a storyteller, sharing the tale of the secret star garden with anyone who would listen. She reminded her village of the beauty of the stars and the wonder of the world around them. And every night, as she gazed up at the sky, she saw the stars shining brighter than ever before, knowing she had helped bring their magic back. The days in Stella's village grew brighter and more magical after her return from the secret star garden. Children gathered around her each evening, eager to hear her tales of glowing flowers and floating stars. Villagers who once hurried through their nights now paused to look up at the sky, their hearts rekindled with wonder. One evening, as Stella sat on her favorite hill, cradling the tiny star given to her by the garden, she noticed it glowing brighter than ever before. Its warmth pulsed gently in her hands, and she could feel it calling to her. "What is it, little star?" Stella whispered, her brow furrowing in concern. The star pulsed again, this time brighter and more urgently. Suddenly, a familiar voice reached her ears, the chiming melodic tone of the stars. "The garden's light has returned, but one final task remains. This star must take its place among the heavens." Stella's eyes widened. "You mean it needs to go back to the sky?" "Yes," the voice replied. "The star is ready to shine, but it needs a guide to find its way home. Will you help it?" Stella felt a mix of emotions. She had grown so attached to the little star. It had become a symbol of her adventure and the bond she had with the magical world. But deep down, she knew it belonged in the sky, where it could shine for all to see. "I'll do it," Stella said firmly. "I'll help the star return." The star's glow brightened, as though it understood her promise. As the night deepened, the sky filled with shooting stars, their streaks lighting up the darkness. Stella took this as a sign and began her journey back to the forest. The path of moonlight reappeared, guiding her to the secret star garden. This time, the garden was alive with light and song, its beauty more breathtaking than ever before. The fox was waiting for her at the gate, its silver fur gleaming. "You've returned," the fox said, its voice warm with approval. "And you bring the star with you." Stella nodded. "It's ready to go home." The fox led her to the ancient tree at the garden center. The heart of the garden glowed brightly, pulsing in harmony with the star in Stella's hands. The fox motioned for Stella to place the star in the hollow at the base of the tree. As Stella set the star down, the garden's light grew even brighter. The tree's branches stretched higher, reaching toward the sky. The star began to rise, floating upward slowly at first, then faster as it climbed toward the heavens. Stella watched in awe, tears of joy filling her eyes. The star joined the others in the night sky, shining brighter than any around it. It twinkled playfully, as if saying thank you. The fox turned to Stella and bowed its head. "You've given the stars a new light, and you've reminded the world of their wonder. Because of you, the connection between earth and sky is stronger than ever." Stella smiled, her heart full. "I didn't do it alone. The garden, the stars, and everyone who remembers to look up, all of us made this possible." The fox grinned. "Indeed, you have shown true wonder, Stella. The stars will always remember you." As Stella left the garden for the final time, the gate closed behind her, the glowing inscription now reading, "Wonder is the bridge between worlds." Back in the village, Stella looked up at the sky, her eyes finding the star she had helped return. It twinkled down at her, a constant reminder of the magic she had experienced and the bond she now shared with the stars. From that day forward, Stella continued to inspire others, spreading the magic of the stars far and wide. And on quiet nights, when the world seemed still, she could feel the stars watching over her, their whispers carrying promises of new adventures to come. Life in the village continued to blossom with wonder after Stella's adventures, but deep in her heart, she felt something stirring, an echo of the garden's magic and the stars' whispers. On a calm, starlit evening, Stella sat beneath her favorite oak tree, gazing up at the sky. The stars twinkled as if they were speaking to her again, though this time their message was softer, more mysterious. Suddenly, the small star that had once rested in her hands appeared in the sky, its light brightening until it sent a single beam of starlight down to Stella. She gasped as the beam illuminated the ground, revealing a small, shimmering object. Curiosity sparked in her chest, and she crawled closer. It was a key, unlike any she had ever seen. Its surface was smooth and silver, etched with intricate designs resembling constellations. As she picked it up, a voice, clear and melodic, spoke from above. "Stella, you have restored the garden and helped the stars reconnect to the earth. Now we offer you a choice." "A choice?" Stella whispered, clutching the key tightly. The stars seemed to shimmer in response. "The key you hold unlocks the Star Keeper's gate, a portal between your world and ours. If you choose, you may take on the role of Star Keeper, safeguarding the magic of the stars and the connection they share with the earth." Stella's breath caught. "Star Keeper? What does that mean?" "To be a Star Keeper is to walk between worlds," the voice explained. "You would guide the stars and nurture the wonder of those who look up to the sky." You would protect the secret star garden and ensure its light never fades again. Stella's heart raced. She thought of the garden's beauty, the glowing flowers, and the hum of its melody. She thought of the star she had helped send home and the magic that had filled her chest with warmth. But she also thought of her village, her family, friends, and the children who listened to her stories with wide-eyed wonder. "Do I have to leave my village forever?" she asked, her voice trembling. The stars seemed to soften their glow. "No, Star Keeper, the choice is yours. The gate will always remain open to you, and you may walk between the two worlds as you wish." Stella felt her fear ease. "If I choose to do this, how will I know what to do?" The stars twinkled brightly. "You already do, Stella. Your heart is filled with wonder, and that is all you need to guide you." For a moment, Stella sat in silence, the cool night air wrapping around her. Finally, she stood, holding the key close to her chest. "I'll do it. I'll be the Star Keeper." As soon as she spoke the words, the ground beneath her feet began to glow. A circular gate, made of golden light, appeared before her, its edges inscribed with constellations that shifted and sparkled. The key in her hand pulsed warmly, and Stella knew what to do. She stepped forward, inserted the key into the gate, and turned it. The portal hummed to life, and a soft silvery mist spilled out. Stella took a deep breath and stepped through. On the other side, Stella found herself standing in a vast, starry expanse. It felt like being in the night sky itself. Stars floated all around her, their light gentle and welcoming. A path of stardust stretched ahead, leading to a grand celestial garden, a place even more magnificent than the secret star garden. It was filled with glowing constellations and vibrant lights that pulsed in time with the stars above. A soft voice greeted her. "Welcome, Star Keeper." Stella turned to see the silver fox standing beside her, its fur brighter than ever. "I will be your guide as you begin this journey. Together we will ensure that the star's magic continues to inspire wonder in the hearts of all." Stella smiled, her excitement and determination growing. She looked back through the gate, seeing her village faintly in the distance. She knew she would visit often, sharing her stories and adventures. But now, she had a new purpose, a promise to protect the connection between the stars and the world below. And as she took her first steps into the celestial garden, Stella knew her adventure was just beginning. The end.